My friend. Oh, my friend. Mysterious. Oh, mysterious. Hello. Oh my god. So I'm opening up a protein bar, and I think Taro associates the sound with, you know, opening churu. So he's beggy. He's beggy boy. You don't want this protein bar, Taro. You don't want it. You don't understand. You don't want it.
Oh, Taro.
You understand this protein bar. Well, here, Taro, sniff it. What do you think? The confusion, like, wait, why isn't this churu? I don't understand. It was in a crinkly thing. Why isn't it churu? This is so horrible. This is so horrible. Oh, fine. I'll go get y'all a churu. I'll go get y'all a churu. You little terrorists. He's making purring sounds you can't quite hear. Wait, here, I'm looking for the place to open it. No, no, no. Get down. Down. Elbow.
Oh, Taro.
And for Taro. And for Taro. More for Taro. Look at her eyes. Her alien eyes. Okay, that's it. That's it for that. That's it. Here, look. Ain't nothing else in there. I love you. I'm gonna eat my protein bar. I don't know why I thought it was okay to take such a big bite to this protein bar. Like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Anyways, hey everybody, how you doing? Where's my... Make sure I can hear shit. Okay. So, as y'all know, today we begin day 2 of our awesome detective work. Yes, I've been fucking with my ears a bit. Make them even more expressive. What is this door? Is this where Kim is now? Because this door is the lady. Though I guess maybe she wasn't.
The door is closed.
Knock.
There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
It's okay for people to shower without me. You big baby. I'm so alone. Or, why are you doing this? Don't do this to me. Or, beauty, don't abandon me in all this ugliness. Or, swallow the emotion. Why are you doing this? Don't do this to me.
The door is mute and indifferent. Your despair is a joke to it.
Oh wait, that wasn't quote. I guess the idea was that I was actually saying that out loud. Oh god, leave. I'm not gonna saddle that poor lady with all my baggage. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Run. Come hang out in this room again. How dare you a friend in me? My friend! What is this motion I'm doing? We gotta talk to Kim. Good morning. Ohio.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
Good, thanks. I don't know if I was ready to let him go. Good, thanks.
I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of the gruesome business so efficiently.
He's quite pleased.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
Let's see. Why do we need to talk to them? What do you mean, rowdy? Are those the men Garza told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it.
I thought you
Loud
said that
and
they came in
nasty,
later
just
in the
like
day,
manager
though.
said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
He crosses something out. Why do we need to talk to them? What do you mean, rowdy? What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the
Harry
Union
wouldn't know
called
anything
the
about
Hardy
that.
Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
The Hardy Boys! Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers union.
Oh boy.
The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
There's so many of them. Maybe we should call in
That would
reinforcements.
just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Oh, we're gonna get a
In
conflict.
fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
LOL.
But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
Yeah.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I'm curious. Oh, glass lady's here.
Can I help you?
He arches an eyebrow. About my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Yeah.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Let me please explain how rent works to you, dud shit. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
But I still need to find another version of that music or whatever. Like the nice lady.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
What's wrong?
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
I can say, "Good day, ma'am. Already, everything all right?" Or, "Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me how I might make it up to you." Sorry. That doesn't sound like me. You seem busy. I'll come back later. No. I think this is actually more polite. "Good day, ma'am. Everything all right?"
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Has it been cut?
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Tawo alert. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line? Why did you need to use a phone anyway? What's wrong with the phone
The
line?
manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need to use a phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Uh-oh.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
She looks down.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before? This sounds more like a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing, then I'll get back to this. But wait, why is the only way to help her with it to be so rude about, okay, I'll bite?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
His expeditions.
But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay. What is this expedition your husband was on? So your husband is some sort of kind of scientist? Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie.
She's curious
Morel
about my
is
protein
a highly
bar.
trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Yeah, an extremely fake species.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Wait, who's this scary person? Do you trust him? Or are they in a rough neighborhood? Or you mentioned traps. Could there be some problem with them? Or maybe your husband went off on an adventure? Who's a scary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
What?
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Oh, I guess the implication was we're wondering if, like, Gary murdered him. Could there be some problem with the traps?
I doubt it, sweetie. The traps aren't big enough for humans to get caught in them. They're for the insect. Anyway,
I like the way she went for the insect.
Do it. Find him. This will surely lead to a mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, please. Some science fiction is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Amazing. This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband, accept task. Or, that's too bad. I hope your husband comes back soon. Decline task. This sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head towards the vigilantes in the cafeteria. It's just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. I've already given my word. I'm honor-bound to uphold it. I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case. Or I think it'd be good to take a break from the hangman for a little while. Or it's just police work. It's just police work.
Yes, but a junior officer could...
Yeah, where's that junior officer, Whomst?
Fine. Our victim's already been dead more than a week. One more diversion won't change anything.
Oof, 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 oof.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
Let's see. So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed. Kim, she's right here.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
Bitch.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they
Aww.
still affect her.
Look at you, Kim. You made her sad.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Your hobby. Damn, Kim, damn.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be
I
extinct
know.
or even fictitious.
A cryptozoologist fucked my wife.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
God, I wonder what Apocalypse Cop would think about all this. Let's see. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Useless.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information. It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Empathy. Let's try again. Why don't you try describing him as you would one of your cryptids? That's enough. Let me ask you something else. She hasn't said that cryptids are her thing at all.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
He's the cryptid.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
He sounds like a real character. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
So they didn't marry young. How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced.
Continue.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
Tell me more about the dating agencies of this world. Do they use those VHS things? I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband's looking for. Oh, there's a check. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Hell yeah. Tell me more about this rare insect your husband's looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Gimme.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect. You're right. I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about something else. I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes,
Oh,
Phasmatodium.
here comes the encyclopedia.
A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
Stick bug. Get sick, stick bugged, idiot.
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
I didn't say that that's what I was gonna do.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
The fucking establishment. What makes you think the phasmid is around here? So, is it dangerous? Is it valuable? Does it have cool powers? What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds.
Oh no.
Gary sent us the clipping.
So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Okay, so why is she labeled as a cryptozoologist's wife if she's also a cryptozoologist, huh? Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
But yeah, exactly. As a feminist, I don't like that kind of thing. I'm a feminist. Does it have cool powers? Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh,
I feel like the
dear.
powers thing is rude.
I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
+1 has the green ape pen. Boom.
Sometimes the most charming thing you can do is be reasonable in your requests.
Could you just tell me about just one more interesting cryptid? The Insulindian phasmid was great.
I suppose you could use a break, and I could use a distraction.
One
look at me, Kim.
cryptid, like you said. One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things to do.
Kim, you have put up with so much other bullshit from me. Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, promise. Cryptid extravaganza? I like the sound of that. Just one little cryptid, I promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
What's the biggest cryptid? Or what's the tiniest cryptid? Or what's the most dangerous cryptid? Or is that a cryptid on the pen you gave me? Take out the pen she gave you. Or are there any invisible cryptids? Or this has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else. I want to do the contextual one.
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, with its saliva? And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man? Wow, with its saliva?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
Okay, so like the idea of an undiscovered kind of sneaky bug is like not that crazy. Oops, she is that crazy. And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the
Holographic
cryptids.
medbag ape.
Same taxonomic family, different genus.
Guin- Guinness World Record.
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
No, Luzon, you won't gaslight me in this way. I knew it, Kim. You're not human. Wait. Which is to say the kind of green species with which we share common ancestors that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners? I knew it, Kim. You're not human. I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid. Ha, that's why I always have to take the lead, right, Kim? No. I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us.
The lieutenant looks at you, pleasantly surprised.
What? Is that common?
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saelites are inferior to us in many ways. You are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
Boomer! Ya boomered. Horrible.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculative biology for today?
This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
God damn it. That's all for now, ma'am. Consider clipping this old lady being racist. Oh my god. It's so sad that Kim had to be pleasantly surprised that we don't think he's a different species. Oh, Kim, I'm sorry. Gardener lady.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
I like that even though she's pretending to be mean to me, her voice acting is just so nice that she can't possibly.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener. You lied to me. You're not a gardener. I just wanted to know more about the place before I check it out. That's normal. You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
No. She crosses her arms. She had the gloves, though.
So let's get to it.
You can't have those gloves if you're not a
looking for
gardener.
Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right. Oh, there's actually a guy whose last name is Hardy.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be
Guess
keeping
I'm a
an
gardener
eye on
now.
you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Damn.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Damn.
Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned? The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
Oh. What's your role in all this? Are you Lizzie, Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort? What if I want to talk to you, not Titus? What are you going to do to me? Why are you so aggressive? I should talk to Titus then. Are you Miss Beaufort?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here. Titus Hardy.
What the fuck? I don't understand what the point of pretending to be so nice last night was then.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
I'm mad at you.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that.
Yeah, authority.
A man like Easy Leo could have said anything. Do not be restrained, sire.
He said Mr. Everett sent you to law school. He said you were in debt to Mr. Clare. He said you're the union fixer. You fix things. He said you're Mr. Everett's Asuka death machine. That means sweet doxing. He said you were in debt to Mr. Clare.
I represent the union and these men here.
She points to the crew
Don't
around
make
the
this
table.
personal.
I got X for that, though.
A very minor victory.
Hell yeah. What's the role in all this? What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What are you going to do to me? Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Continue.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Oh,
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
okay, but also there was like a murdered guy, and we did come here because someone, not us, murdered that guy.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, look at this guy. Look at this make Revachol great again, motherfucker. The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals, or I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. Or, I liked that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Or, yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions. Oh man. Oh man. It's cool and funny. Can anyone take a joke anymore? Hmm. The financial buffer zone thing is interesting. It's like I feel like you can't take this line seriously coming from us, but in a way that pleases me. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans?
Look, a comedian.
Her expression stiffens.
Ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Ha 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 ha.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Whatever. What are you gonna do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach.
What are we going to do to you?
She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter devoid of joy.
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Yeah, what about the Moida?
Uh-huh. Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people.
She shakes her
But
head.
we digress.
We should talk to Titus then. Excuse me, boys. I'm just picking up your fucking trash real quick. It's a bowl. There's spit in it. Reeks of tobacco. Oh, never mind. Munya. Don't mind me as I grab this random change, fellows. Photos of men in overalls touting guns and union placards.
This is where you say your bit.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. Oh, damn. Don't say anything yet. First, we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about the man hanged out back. We need to talk about the man hanged out back. I'm gonna be professional.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
I feel like this guy might be fake Southern.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Fair.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
Glenn.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard.
Oh.
Chances are they're going to match.
Scan the room. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it? Okay, scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine.
Is he overbearingly masculine?
Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet.
Seemingly in grayscale.
Across at the other table. Hobnailed working
Elaine.
boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Maritzian. In his late 30s. Early 40s.
Guys, these guys all look like shit. Also, where are his tattoos? Where can we see them?
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap.
Pretty boy.
Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain.
Rowing club.
In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced
Eugene.
toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
Plectrum. Where?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician.
And this little guy?
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face.
Damn.
Lean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing.
Rough.
In the middle, heaving and wheezing.
Bad Angus.
Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
This game and fat people.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing. The odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
Yeah.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Titus is staring at you with his head tilted. I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
I was hoping we wouldn't mention how we knew there was another one. I feel like that weakens our position.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
He shakes his head.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
A girl. A girl has the odd soul.
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so, too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
Oh, just said it.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit.
She weakens our brand identity by being a girl. He points to the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Hey, Miss Super Cool Defense Lawyer Lady. What was that about what they're gonna do to us or not do to us?
Good. We are all watching each other.
Lieutenant Justice
Officer,
Spectacles.
your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Hell yeah. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
What are you, Kuno?
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
You're the one who thinks he's so pretty. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Why are your boot prints all over the scene? I've spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. You're involved somehow. I just don't have proof yet. Why are your boot prints all over the scene?
You mean these boots?
He raises his worker boot, size 46 steel reinforced toe. Yes.
We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took the pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the scene.
He looks you dead in the eye. Aha, so you just confessed to murder? That's it, the game's over. We've got the perpetrator. Excuse me, we found the other thing already. You gotta count for that game. So you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Mm-hmm.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
You murdered him just like that? No remorse? Or who called the shots that night? Or when did this hanging incident occur? Or why did you kill him? Or how did you kill him? Or how does the bullet in his head factor into this? Or why don't I just arrest you? How did you kill him? I'm not gonna show my cards yet.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
Oh, I'll show you.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
No ligature marks.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, Capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Done it
Yeah.
again.
I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
Whatever, dude.
That's right, lawman.
He spits through his
Then
teeth.
we hanged the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out? Where did all this action take place? Composure, challenging, things aren't quite right here, are they? Where did all this action take place? What did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
He looks you straight in the eye.
Samuran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samuran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
Thanks, dude.
He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
But I still got a +1 for he might be lying. Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar. Asking for it.
Things aren't quite right here, are they?
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure?
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Well,
Like what, Copper?
alright, fuck you. How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
A sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
Yeah.
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Mm-mm. Another sip. He's tight-lipped suddenly.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying to protect someone. He's not very good at it.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Wait. I mean, this is the direct examination. So yeah, it's not going to turn into a cross-examination unless you wish to start asking him questions about it. You murdered him just like that? No remorse? Who called the shots at night? When did the hanging incident occurred? Why did you kill him? Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
Your piece of jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
I mean, sounds legit. Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces? Right, but what did he actually do wrong? How'd you know he was in Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNE's goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Well then.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true.
Huh.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong? Okay, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wiped spittle from his mouth.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
Dude, I'm gonna
Kill
ask
us
more
all
about that.
If we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
He cracks his
That was
knuckles.
before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?
What the fuck?
Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
He shakes his head in disbelief. I can say, was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, you said? Or, okay then, now about the man you killed. Was it the same girl who was sexually assaulted?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot.
There's something odd here.
Well, yeah.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did he rape them? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
I wonder if maybe she's the one who killed him and that's why they're covering for her. Like maybe if she was the 8th Hardy boy. When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we
Yeah,
are?
yeah, they're talking about the hanged man.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
You do not say that about Joyce Chan.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines?
The lieutenant
Same
pretends to
company
check his
you're striking
notes.
Against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
I don't like that
That's
phrasing.
enough insinuation for today, Titus.
She turns to you.
Your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys.
You come after one of us, you come after all of us.
Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than others. Address Titus. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here? I can just ignore her. Don't let her lead the conversation. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
He sounds more amused than angry. Point at Titus. You do. You give the commands. Point at Elizabeth. I thought she did. Point at Fat Angus. The biggest animal dominates the herd. I'm guessing it's the big one. Why does the largest hardy boy not simply eat all the others? Bow to the bearded man. Gangs are usually run by the oldest, most venerable member. Point at the harbor. Everard Clare runs the union. You answer to him, right? It's the 8th hardy boy, the one who's missing. The big dick. Everard Clare runs the union. You answer to him, right?
You keep him the fuck out of this.
He leans towards you.
We have autonomy. It's all on us. Everard runs the union. I run the Hardy Boys.
You seem a little defensive.
When the shit starts spinning, it will not land on Mr. Clare. That's the deal here. The fixer will ignore the notion completely, focusing on Titus's culpability.
When Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative capacity. On that night, everyone acted as one man.
That I don't think, do we have some kind of legal 8 guys or 1 guy exception in this vicinity? Why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
He takes a step closer as well, fixing his ball cap.
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
His mean little eye comes alive with hatred.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer.
She went to lore school, though. Oh, wait. Keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer.
Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
I wish I could quick save before continuing. Easy now. Let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So what are we going to do now? Conclude the questioning.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
It definitely seems like they didn't expect us to have found the bullet last night. They probably expected us to, I don't know, have to go on some sort of fridge quest.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent a cop. I hope I can go back and talk to him a little more. I just want a quick save. Anyway,
Looks
fucker.
like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
He does not look particularly happy to see me. You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
I'm glad we can agree.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
The lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
Step towards him.
It's bound to happen again, you know?
Puff your chest out to look big.
Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I love that he calls me sire. I think the hanging was a cover for the shooting. Did you guys shoot him? I'm gonna ask you again. Why was this, show them the bullet, in the victim's head?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think they haven't told me shit. Girl, I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Okay, not impossible, not impossible.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
Elaine pinches the root of his nose.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Ho ho ho.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
A drunk man shooting that corpse? That seems highly implausible.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Don't worry, we will figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
He crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Hell yeah. Authority godly, +1 strange reaction to bullet, +1 disgust 8th hardy, -1 weak when you first met. No. And take off now. We'll return to this matter. I like that she's still dressed in such a way. What if you're the 8th hardy boy? Babysitting imbeciles, what the heck, Liz? She doesn't even like it. Well, I figured, I mean, I didn't know if doing the authority thing was something I wanted to do. Y'all are so concerned with me being a fascist or whatever. Boom. Oh, I can level up. But of course we can save it for as needed. We have to go talk to Little Girl. Little Girl. Oh, there's a heavy guy. Is the game gonna be like a fatty fat man? Or lady. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing the books. A good one? Point at the book. Hello. No ceremonies, just hello. Good one?
Yes? Hello?
She nods her attention, fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Damn, Logic, damn. Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books.
She pauses.
Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal. Or good, nod. I'm a policeman. Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the book stand. Maybe your husband is missing, or watch her browse books, or that's all for the moment. I'll let you read. Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
Think Sherlock?
Another comrade. Years of labor are pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind.
Wait, is that a direct relation to indirect relation to the smoking? I don't understand. It just seems like, man, she's been smoking a lot. She must be a fellow communist. Give her a hug. That's all for the moment.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
What? Takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Igaunia. Little Girl.
Hello again, sir.
Who's that? Point to the woman browsing the books.
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt? Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Okay, I'm going to deduce something now. 72% fucking gimme.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help, or you can show them to me. Actually, I'd rather not deduce anything. Every time I deduce, people get hurt. You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
Damn, boy.
A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
She shoots you a suspicious glance. Yes, there were a few other hints. It's super simple for a detective, such as myself. There were a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
No, it was difficult. It was labeled difficult. Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. Want more? But I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind. You think so? Fine. Do better. To do something about me. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
I can say, you're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you, or rats have been nibbling on your fingers, child labor is dismal working conditions, or chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material, or it's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town, or I hope this entertained you. An ace deduction.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine, do better. To do something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly. Damn.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Amazing. Wait, how do you know I'm usually not? And I'm having a grand time. And I am also sad and my head hurts. Also, I wonder if we did this yesterday, if she would have said that, like, you know, I'm still like drunk, hungover, or whatever. And I'm having a grand time.
I sure hope you are, sir.
She rubs her red nose.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
Did I have a daughter?
There's something you're missing.
An even chance. Wait. But it's a white chick.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me? We've met before? Or on second thought, maybe I shouldn't remember. Maybe there's a reason I forgot. So you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
She sways back and forth on her feet.
You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Does she only say that because I'm sorry, Cub? Pleasing. Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
I doubt that. Or what do you mean better? I look like shit. Or thanks, I'm trying. What do you mean better? I look like shit.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Yeah, you do look like shit.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
The lieutenant slowly, ever so slowly, realizes something.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Is this like a drugs thing?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed.
She giggles at the thought.
It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Also, that makes it sound like she's used to seeing it on a woman, like perhaps her mom?
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? Or the girl doesn't know what she's talking about. Forget about this. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with? Thanks, I've learned something about myself today. Conclude. Why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
She looks puzzled. I don't really like this detective deduction game anymore. Or, thanks, I've learned something about myself today. Conclude.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
She smiles a wide, helpful smile. But, maybe we can say something different to her mom now that we know she's been, like, so stressed out chewing her nails. Please, I didn't mean to choose fascism. Please.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and...
Wait, this is important.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to
All the pressure has made Annette really anxious. You know she's been chewing her nails?
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
One, I don't think she can do anything about it. Okay, or okay, forget it. I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. That is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter? Yeah, actually it's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. What you're doing is wrong.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Wait, really?
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons.
Is it really that easy?
I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
She stops, but her mouth keeps moving.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
You're like Annette to your husband and your mother. Just not compassionately. This is generational trauma.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
Girl, you should totally leave him.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Is this husband Annette's father? Is she an only child? She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. Alright, I have something else in mind. She told me that she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Until what?
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Uh-huh.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
What? Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really.
Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
Why not? Or, of course, yes, in this economy. What? I don't know about either of these things. Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand.
Oh, that's right. We were pretty sure we aren't a dad.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
Is this husband Annette's father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Wait, Grand Couronne? What's that about? Or your husband's also involved with the bookstore? Grand Couronne? What's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
I see.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Alright, I have something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Farewell for now, book peddler. Little girl.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
That's inexplicably fast. I don't know how. How did you? She didn't even have to go to school. What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
Oh, yeah, while I was away.
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. Wait, where did you get it? Or it's a fedora? Or a detective hat? Or, okay, I get it. I can look just like Dick Mullen, except I'm an actual police officer. I can look just like Dick Mullen, except I'm an actual police officer.
Yes, I bet it looks good on you. Really serious. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
She looks back at the infernal scribblings under her nose. Okay, bye. See you around Annette. I'm sorry, Annette. I'm sorry about Shula. +1 encyclopedia. Let's go. Yeehaw. I know it's a fedora, but I feel like from this angle and such, it has some yeehaw energy. Yeehaw. Alright. Alright. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Alright. Yeehaw. It was interesting how it fast forwarded to her being a new state, though. It seemed like the kind of thing that this game wouldn't do so much. Well, you know who it's time to go see? It's finally time to go see our Joyce. Joyce, we have to talk to you about the nature of reality, Joyce. Joyce, we have to have a long conversation about the nature of reality, Joyce. I heard it gets really long and really weird, Joyce. Wee.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
She takes a sip from her silvery thermal cup. Okay. Do you know something about these tattoos? Show her the photo.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos? Or fine, let's return to it later. Or why? How is he looking at the photo tied to the lynching? Huh. So you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the fourth day to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Weird.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
By the way, I've talked to Everett Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
She smiles carefully. I didn't. Or, he's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Or, Everett Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. Or, he's a bloated rainbow socialist. Or, I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. Or, he's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. Or, it's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. I'ma just say I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Worm-like. Corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
I like this. She's like, oh, how can he possibly be in power if this loser doesn't like him? It must be super corruption.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself.
She turns to you.
However, if you felt like discussing something...
Nani?
How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
I have some gossip I'd like to hear from you about a dead body's tattoos.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Thanks, necktie. That money you gave me, would that make things weird if I shared information? I mean, Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun, or I'd rather talk about something else for now if you don't mind. I like that. Would that make things weird if I shared information? I mean...
Weird? Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see, even when it comes to trade secrets. Which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends.
I do like the idea of asking her that is Harry, because it's like, you know, like Harry's just a baby. He's like, wait, I got money from you and then I realized it was a bribe. Is it weird if I give you information now? You're my mom, please let me know.
The lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry.
Shut up, Logic! Fucking shut up! Snitch! Mr. Everard is helping me find... Oh, should I tell her this? I do like her. Maybe she'll appreciate that I'm sharing something like that, but it's also like revealing what a dead shit I am. Oh god. I will allow that as your one backseat per stream, Saw. What you wanna tell me? What you wanna tell me? Don't say this at the moment? Okay. I'd rather talk about something else for now if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Apparently she was actually supposed to look like an older, who was it, Audrey Hepburn or someone like that. They didn't intentionally make her look like Margaret Thatcher. But that's just a oopsie. Well, time to get down to the real business. I've got some questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
She's positively surprised. Oh. This is impossible, but very high because jamais vu thought complete. Yes. Yes. What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What's the big time?
The revolution.
Ha, and what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Who got shot in the head? Who got the mineral rights? When was this kerfuffle? That's enough about the times. Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution.
That's a lot of people.
But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
40 million... Wait, oh, the World Revolution.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Well, that's a lot less than 40 million. Truly a kerfuffle, or that's a tragedy, or it sounds like they should have shot more people in the head then. That's a tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew.
Loser.
The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
smart king or cowardly king or I love that king. Fucking communists. Or I don't care about kings. Tell me one more thing. Sounds like smart king move.
Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Frisell got shot in his place.
Oops.
Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
Okay, and by liberals you mean?
Liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or the remaining gentry. The beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well.
So how did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
I don't know about that, Ted. She seems like she's pretty aware of shit.
She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Or the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
They called it a world revolution.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
See, this is the vibe I get from her generally. Like, she's just like, you know, like, everything's shit. I kind of get what's going on. I'm just doing my thing. Fucking whatever, you know? Moralist?
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights and not shooting people in the head.
I do like that latter part.
At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky.
I already knew that.
Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
I already knew that, Encyclopedia. I don't think I am a moralist, ma'am. Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope. If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes, I am, and also not. I think I'm moralist, ma'am. I mean, I'm not sure about any of these. I don't think I am moralist, ma'am. I mean, I still don't know enough about him. I don't think I'm a moralist, ma'am.
Of course. Not easy to be moderate about head shooting in your line of work.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in 02
I see what you mean.
on the Isla of Grad.
I see what you
by
mean.
the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
I feel like as a faction name though, liberals is a very like flexible thing depending on what country you're talking about. You know? The turn of the century revolution. Wait. Revolution began in 02. It began on Grod. Grod's like the Germany zone, right? It wasn't a who but a what. A pandemic is a Roth. Particularly. I feel like there's a lot of things where, like, a lot of like liberal parties, you know, like in air quotes, that like it can mean a very different thing. Look, whatever. What did this Sarath do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really? Or no way? Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism
I know those
that
terms,
destroyed brain
Luzon.
tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
But that's not the only way that people use the term liberal. That's bullshit. Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end. Why? You and I, officer.
She spreads her arms,
lives
raincoat
the
flapping in the
zone
wind.
of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Yeah. Our lives are very different from each other. What's the zone of control? What happened in the rest of the world? Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the
Thanks for
failure
that
of the
hallucination.
suzerain and the commune.
Third incarnation of Rochelle after the failure of the suzerain and the commune. What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years? It's been like this for how long exactly? Thanks, logic. Hey, why isn't that calculus? I guess it's
Time
visual
flies.
calculus. What have we been doing all that time? That's it then, another topic. What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Friend has chosen a new nest for the moment. My friend? Oh, that might be because this one... No. Her favorite nest must be available. She does it, especially when she's like woken up like that. Taro. Taro, come here. Come here, Taro.
Do you love for all?
Hey, Taro. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch.
Towel. Towel. Towel.
Excellent. That took away all the pain of this discourse. I know the Steffi stretchies. That's when they discovered disco.
Towel.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isola-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
I like her, sorry.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Which side was Wild Pines Group on? Or what would you have done differently? Or that's enough about the times. Which side was Wild Pines on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
Yeah, the raw fundamental power of disco. They chose wisely, or they got lucky. They chose wisely.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong.
Oh,
Feld,
shit.
Capri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
That's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
That's right. Enough sentimentality. Time for conceptualization!
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The fading pearls of her eyes look into the sea.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
She concludes.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium, the world needs a term of endearment. Or, this world does not deserve a term of endearment. This world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet. Or, I've got a clear picture. Let's proceed to another term. I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
She raises her finger to her lips.
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Inside sideways? What shape is this world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by
Dust
the day.
doesn't work in space,
You
unfortunately.
wouldn't know it from the tabloids. But the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
Thanks, Encyclopedia.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona?
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, But if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
Oh my god, what the hell are you telling me?
You seem to be spooked. Please don't be.
Her voice becomes homely, calm. She lets a moment pass. The Pale? And what do you mean corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here.
Oh my god, the world's a broken disco ball.
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's going to bring anyone together, or, okay, and then everything will be okay. I feel like it's going to bring everyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco, and it's Elysium, doesn't sound like any kind of disco I'd like to go to, or I don't care about disco, I only care about the commune. Well, if you say it's disco...
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
You said pale. What's a pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
Kim, are you trying to hide our fucked up reality from me, Kim?
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
I don't want to. I don't know what the pale is. Or what do you mean it's not part of reality? Okay, then. I guess pale maybe is just like the nothingness between these broken pieces of reality. I don't want to. I want to know what the pale is.
I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. He has already been so patient with this whole exercise. Let's continue with something else, all right?
She leans against the railing.
You can ask about anything else in the world. Anything.
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Oh, this was that thing that Proxo thought I'd already gotten to but didn't. What is that? Point to Cindy the Skull. Volition, medium, ask for Kim to step away while you discuss the pale. Was Ireland a dividing line between English settled Ireland and Irish Ireland? Do you think that the parallel is necessarily purposeful, though? What is that? Point to Cindy the Skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes, or no, I mean something basic about reality. Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular.
So it's like another term for counterculture.
I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Yeah, okay, now explain the same thing, but to a child. I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow. Yeah.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
Like you.
All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
I think I might be part of an infraculture.
And what would that be?
Her eyes go round with surprise. She said it like excitedly talking to a child. Cop? Disco? I don't know. I just feel it. Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabble in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory.
No escape from disco.
Nothing infra about disco, baby.
You're disco?
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new?
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary revival. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-coloured everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
She raises her eyebrow at you. Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing. Champagne? That doesn't sound like anything I'd be into. I'm straight edge. Got it. Let's take it back to Reality Central for the next one. Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
Hey, wait, Guillaume Le Million? I was just thinking about that guy. I know what happened to him. Got it. Let's take it back. Whatever happened to him? We know, though.
Yes. This is not very central to reality, is it?
I still want to know.
I can't be 100% sure, but I believe he died due to complications from venereal disease.
Are you sure he didn't die of autoerotic asphyxiation?
You can't get a venereal disease from that, can you?
But that's what I remembered in my imagination sphere. Which one?
All of them.
So you're saying he didn't vanish in a puff of stardust?
I'm afraid no. But then again, one can't be entirely sure. It's all part of his mystique. Ask someone else and you may get a more champagne-coloured take. Anyway.
She refuses to acknowledge my super skill.
Reality should we discuss?
Ask him to step away while you discuss the pill.
Is what you want to do. But should you? He expressly stated you shouldn't hear about it. What if it renders you mad? Or catatonic? Or makes you lose your memory again?
Yes?
She's waiting for another term. Or just mad. Or catatonic. Wait. I can increase the skill. I forgot that it's called rigorous self-critique. That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Thank you, that's all for now. I really want to know about the pail. Yeah. Well, -1 authority, +1 reaction speed, -1 rhetoric, +1 visual calculus of affair. +1 composure, interfacing. Volitions and HP pool? Oh yeah, your morale. Level up. Boom. Yo, girl, yo, girl.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've got some questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of
Get
the
it,
day.
Kim.
Go
Good idea.
It's a +1. Kim trusts
want me to
you. Kim, can I talk to Ma'am alone for a second?
Fine.
He steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the pail?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yes, what is the pail?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the interoceanic mass.
Wait, and what is an isla?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
An insulinde is?
An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Okay, okay.
The negation of being.
Yeah. The negation of?
That's right. The negation of being.
She tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. Is it here? Look around. Or what are its physical qualities? Or if we're surrounded by Pale, how do you get from Isola to Isola? I definitely want to know that. How much Pale is there compared to the world? If we're surrounded by Pale, how do we get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
Her lungs deflate. Her words sound like a sigh.
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
Pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter.
I had an idea for a fantasy story that involved this kind of mechanic. I can't believe they stole it from me.
They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Or it's like the nothing in the Never-Ending Story. That's exactly what it is. Lady, you can make it sound as fancy as you want. You're talking about the Never-Ending Story. You're talking about nothing.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues? What does this over-radiation feel like? Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue.
What does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
Aww. You're not a civilian passenger?
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I
I
am
know
a
my name
member
now.
of the Entreprenetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale Transit annually.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
Aww. What is entreprenetic?
Entreprenetics
Thank you for the
is the
raid, Purple Pens
scientific
one.
study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
Look at this doofus.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E-Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
He's getting the higher ground. It's very tactical. What a creature. What a creature. Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
What has entreprenetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
If we do not,
then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
Woo!
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world? Or, and point north there? Why is north?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called porch collapse.
Porch collapse.
Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
She thinks it looks cool. How much Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping how? To our detriment?
What do you think, detective?
He looks you in the eye. It's shrinking. There is more and more of the world. It's growing. There is more and more of the Pale. Feels like a situation where it's growing. There's more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate.
Oh boy.
An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
I'm not extreme at all. It's going to happen. Oh, it's not extreme at all. It's going to happen. Cover everything? That can't be. Where will we go? Stay silent. It's not extreme at all. It's going to happen.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Yeah, I assume for them it's kind of like, you know, worrying about the heat death of the universe, except it definitely feels like it would become sooner than the heat death of the universe.
I suggest you do the same.
Off we go.
You see the hangman's mouth open. Oh man. Off we go into the wild Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death. but for the universe.
Why
And you
should
get some
we just
magical
leave
girls.
and leave, and the world get left behind?
I don't know, it doesn't feel like climate change so much just because we don't have any reason to think that it's, you know, our fault or whatever. Or that, you know, like the mechanics of it are so, like, existential that I don't know, it doesn't feel, it feels more like, you know, the inevitable death of our son or that kind of thing. Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
Nothing, just alcohol fumes and blackout. I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past and it's not good. I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this. I can see the lattice.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
It's terrifying. You're right. It's disco. It will end all life. That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Its advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. A powerful anti-communist force. Perhaps too powerful, but still, they have it coming. I'm worried, I have to say. It doesn't sound very liberal to me. I don't know how you've all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Who am I to think any of it? Oh, I like this. I don't know how you've all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
She stops mid-sentence. I'll handle it. It's under control. This investigation will be my masterpiece, the one they remember me by. I promise. Yes, I'm in serious trouble here, or it'll be a fucking disaster. I know it. All these people will die. Yes, I'm in serious trouble here.
Your colleague, Lieutenant Kisaragi, is competent. I checked up on him. And you have me. I will try to assist you in any way I can.
Thanks, Mom.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
Even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
She gives you a slight bow.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
Shut up, Kim. Yeah. It's like embracing nothingness and emptiness and shit. You needn't have worried or... That was fucking insane, Kim. Or, right, let's get to work, Lieutenant, or some more, more reality lowdown before we go. That was fucking insane, Kim.
Yes, well, the rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years, so...
He looks around, a little uncomfortable now.
You will have to deal with it, too, the lieutenant thinks. This is why I didn't want you to know.
Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant. Some more reality lowdown before we go. Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant.
Good luck, detectives.
She nods you goodbye. Pretty good. Yeah, so it just feels like a, you know, like a literalization of that general feeling of, you know, like nothing mattering and knowing that everything's going to end someday and all that kind of stuff. But in this world, it takes that physical form between islands of humanity. Did we talked about Evrart. I thought I didn't see any other questions we could about police shit. Signal blue naval coat. +1 suggestion, -1 half-light. Oh, look at me. I look like such a... I look like a fucking Paddington, motherfucker. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep my RCM for the moment, though. Oh yeah, I don't know if I want to deal with everyone's political takes about the RCM at the moment, though. With whatever we would learn. Oh, that's right. So at some point, oh, that's interesting. So it's like they put that there like she'd thrown it away. So we can meet up with that guy later tonight. Oh.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
This is our fourth or fifth stream. Inspect the symbol closer. But it's my first playthrough.
Was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
Why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order.
Oh.
Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Why white?
Because white is the color of peace.
What does it evoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain.
Good thing I just increased volition.
You are the big communism builder now. It's you or no one.
I didn't take on that thought yet. You can't put that on me. Shut up, Rhetoric. Shut up. I haven't accepted it. I must solve the case. Oh. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Shoes? Oh. Boots. Boots. Oh, that's right. I guess I did accept it so that it could be like an option. And I just haven't internalized it. Well, that's like saying that you died of like cardiac arrest or whatever, you know? It's like, well, you still need to learn other things.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air. And there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Guys, what conversation is this? Is this following from?
That's probably the door Efrat mentioned.
Oh.
We still need to get the key from this manana first, though.
That. The weasel. What if it was fucking Kuno? He's so powerful, he needs to be stopped by them. Monya? Magnesium! Go. Yeah, I need to talk to him when he's... Hoi?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
+2, Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious.
Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
+2, you are artist cat. Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More!
Oh, wall father.
Damn it! Damn it, I missed my chance to get a free heal. Kim, I must paint this wall, add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all.
Poor Kim.
Cindy the Skull has all the necessary materials. Talk to her.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The lieutenant looks up at the wall reluctantly, then back at you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. 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 Sure.
I must talk to Cindy.
If you must.
Yeah, that's in a resigned tone. Mm-hmm. 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 Sure. Mm-hmm. 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 Sure. Oh, it's like I don't know what I should be following up on, or I guess in terms of main quest stuff I should talk to Manyanya. But I could also do side bullshit. Balcony. Yeah, I'm just not sure where I can continue to follow up on Joyce's request, because nobody else has really responded about that.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I need some paint, and your brush too.
What for?
I'm doing renovation, it's boring but necessary. Or, for my motor carriage, we're going undercover. Or, the apocalypse is coming, I need to warn people. Or, for art. Is for art okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
To be honest, I haven't really thought of anything yet, but I'm sure I will. Or, everything is sad and shit and we need art to make it okay. Just give me the brush. Or, grand art, art deluxe, the artsiest, the most groundbreaking, I like the everything is sad and shit, we need art to make it okay.
Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience.
You'll see, you will all see and tremble. Or, cool, no brush then, not a problem. Or, to crush a man's dream like that, I hope you're happy. To crush a man's dream like that, I hope you're happy.
There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
Wait, this is a red check. Damn. Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
I don't think that's even the case.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner? Don't you have a real home? It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do. Cool. I have other questions. It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me. But somehow, it never happens.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around. Cool. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Damn. Catch you later, Cindy. We'll come back with more amazing artistic talents and shit. Oh. Yoink. 5 munya. Yeah. I ain't risking that shit. We need to make a masterpiece. No, it was behind a grate that she couldn't possibly unlock. She doesn't even have super cool pliers or whatever. She didn't even know it was there. Alright. Let's go find like our car that we drowned or whatever. Wait, not here. Yeah, we jamrock shuffling like crazy. That's all those things. Where else can we make our way further? Hey, this is the guy!
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please.
Oh, right, zoom
let's
out.
just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich. Is it a ham sandwich?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what game it is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Better observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The man throws a metal ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the throw.
I hope you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
Wait, what team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
I got a -1 for knowing what game it is. It went from 70 something to 20. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh. Damn you, encyclopedia!
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Damn.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Hold on, why did it feel so wrong? The throw was terrible and you know it. No need to mock me, or I thought something way more spectacular would happen. Hold on, why did it feel so wrong?
Your muscle memory knew what to do and went for it. But there were gaps.
You said something about it was completely unnatural.
It felt like you were going for a thrust or a lunge. There was definitely gonna be jumping. Maybe you scored a point, but this is a fiasco.
I scored a point! I thought something way more spectacular would happen.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
His tone is full of admiration.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
He shakes his head in extreme disdain. Perfect throw? Well, I still feel defeated. That's just how Johnny Ballgame is. Extraordinary. I was going for something cool, but I screwed it up, like always. That's just how Johnny Ballgame is. Extraordinary.
Right. Was the demonstration it? Or do you still need something from us, officer?
Hello.
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Renee, I found your guard booth. Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags? You seem to be playing in a crater. Oh. Oh, like, I guess a missile crater. Thank you for your time. Do you know anything about the man hanging in the backyard of the Whirling Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
The way he said it is very good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Your time is better spent discussing politics. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The calm before the storm. There's a toy. He has it. Does she want it? There was Bappy fights yesterday, Luzon. Yeah, the tales tell me that something could happen at any moment. But as soon as I switch off, they're gonna do it. Wait, what about police women? So again, you don't know anything? What about police women?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
I don't con to that kind of talk. I'm a feminist. Not to mention keeping the station tidy and the men fed and happy. Oh god. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out. Or I try to avoid voicing opinions on controversial matters. Let's just drop it. There's that liberal take. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks. Don't you, officer?
No, I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play here. Yes, I guess that's true. I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play here.
Really, officer? Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further.
Wait, what's the centerist achievement? Renee, I found your guard booth. Wow, that's a really cool sexism, Renee. Hey, I've been snooping in your shit.
Yes.
By the way.
Debardiers union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He adds with a slight sigh.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl? Got it, thanks. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on a leave? Oh, so who was working your shift that night? Who was working your shift that night?
No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday?
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Damn. So it doesn't matter if you're there or not, or mostly decorative? So it doesn't matter if you're there or not?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
He tries to argue.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Everett gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. Or, Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Or, Renee shouldn't rent out his services. Invest the profit. Get few more guys. Expand and repeat. Oh, he should rent out his services. Wage work is a dead end. Or, there's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. Hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that.
Guilt him.
I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
His features stiffen and he gets a cold look.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Got it. Thanks.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Does it have anything to do with all the bullet holes I've been seeing around? Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire. But why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Wait, who are the communards again? Or did you use artillery fire against them? Or maybe we can do this history lesson later? Did you use the artillery fire?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He adds, squeezing a bullet in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why shell them here in Martinez? They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings. I understand. I'd bomb this place too. They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings.
This place is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
Okay, but also we're on an island. Everything's a beachhead.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Point to the northeast. Death blow. Sounds grim. Nod thoughtfully and turn to look northeast. Shake your head and look down at the crater. Shake your head and look down at the crater.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Woo!
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on, the coalition? Is that why everything is so bombed out? Ah, that explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table.
Gaston doesn't seem like he's very invested.
What do you think?
Uh-oh.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Rhetoric. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. This coalition seems quite capable, actually. Or commies just don't understand how money works. Or nothing. I don't think. I just do. Arg. I don't want to say any of these things. Nothing. I don't think. I just do.
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
To make you...
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
Okay, wait, so he does have problems with that. But wait, the boiling cats thing, it sounded like, after 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling... Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if he was saying that that's what the communists were doing, or if that's what the coalition was doing, or if that's what the local people were doing.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Who was this Fristle? You mentioned Guillaume. What exactly is a suzerain? You mentioned Guillaume.
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Exile?
Oops.
Joyce said Guillaume ran and his nephew, Frissel, was shot in his place.
Commies didn't drive Guillaume out. He left when things got bad and left Fristle to take the hit.
This is communard propaganda. Guillaume would never do something like that. He is Le Lion.
Level up.
There is not a shadow of doubt in his mind that this is the truth.
What exactly is this suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took
Hey,
our
only
last
half of
stand
me was in
against
my
the
daddy's
Fifth
balls.
And rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
As always, disrespecting women. What is about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud? Sure.
As Rennie turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
He was in the cube. Very sneaky. Small tower house. Small tower house. Taro, you're just like the communards.
In the cube like Taro.
Wait, he said Cube? Cube?
Cubey must die.
No. How many? Oh wait. Okay, he's got medals. How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle.
Oh, so I guess like Guillaume de Million is like he's the Guillaume of the new millennium or something. is the idea with his name?
It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I.
Look at the sun. Your eyes are burnt out, stupid.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
Croix de Bravoure and the setting sun point to his chest. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
He interjects.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
That's what I was going to say. Bravery. Not for killing babies. Not for raping women. Or are you going to say, for bravery? Damn. Damn, Harry, damn. That's what I was going to say. Bravery.
I'm sure. But I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
Never occurred to me, frankly. No, really, I wasn't. I'm just asking, so did you? I don't know the reputation of anything. Don't even recognize the war. Sounds controversial. Let's talk about something else. I'm just asking, man.
Honor is everything to me.
He says with grim finality.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
The way rhetoric talks is so funny. I didn't expect it to be one of the sillier and eternal voices. So what did you get the medals for?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Continue.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling? Listen, Renee, I might want to hear that story later, but right now I have more important things to discuss. I like that it keeps giving you an out. Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike.
Oh, you Frizzle.
Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
For a second I thought it was his cousin Dristle.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatoo feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
I do like that he doesn't have any respect for this guy even though he's a royal.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a blood path. Not blood bath, blood path. Pretty damn clever indeed, bastard. Slowly shake your head. Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Oof.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay, then what'd you do? Or shattered knee. Interesting. Actually, can we pick it up later and do your and do questions now? What did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
Why is that you, Rhetoric?
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Joyce Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me.
Oh, I guess Le Fleur de Chevaux doesn't actually mean the bane of horses. I thought he was translating for a sec. I guess he's like, here's another name for him. I'm Rhetoric.
The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds.
Then
and
why
lost a
isn't
lot of
Encyclopedia
blood.
chiming
Despite
in?
missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
The dink. That's no dink. That's a fighter. I'd give up. Can't imagine living without my jaw. Touch your jaw. Or this would never happen to Johnny Law jaw. Point to your jaw. My jaw is tight. I've been through worse. I give up. Can't imagine living without my jaw.
He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up.
A shadow of respect crosses his face.
Through some miracle, we both survived. And the joyless freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood, piss and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
Nah, you did a pretty good job, dude.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
You say, sounds like you're being modest, Renee, or thanks for the story, Renee. Sounds like you're being modest, Renee.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later that was.
Dang.
And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Damn.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you? Or, quite impressive, it's men like Renee who made Revachol great once. Or, I'm not impressed, all these heroics, and where is he now? No, you gotta play to win. Look after you first. Or, this doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. Lean closer. I don't want to risk it. This game is so rude if you ever choose not to shoot your mouth off. It's so mean. Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like René himself. Certainly not to me.
But it's like you can have opinions without always saying them out loud.
How did you find the story to be, officer?
Quite impressive. It's men like Renee who made Revachol great once. Oh man, he's insisting it. No. I mean, if I could say anything, it would be like, God, it sucks that anyone had to go through that because war is hell, you know? But that's not any of these fucking options. I don't want to make the option that's dunking me, though. But the choices are between, like, make rubbish all great again, or, hey, you gotta look out for number one. Not choosing either of those isn't a centrist position. Fuck you. I'm centrist. Melanie centrist Papon.
Bon Dieu. You and Gaston must be related. His blood runs yellow too.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't hand this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak
I
of
regret
what you know
nothing. I will be
about,
centrist if that is what centrism takes.
Duty is something you will never understand.
Thanks for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversolians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Drama, legendary. Renee told you his war story. Now impress him with your heroics.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything worth mentioning among your achievements. You should resort to good old lying.
Oh well, it feels like this might have like a funny result for failure in this case. I had a dog, Fifi, took her fishing late one autumn, but the boat rocked and she fell in, so I jumped after... Renee, lower your voice. I'm ex-Army too. Special Forces, Black Ops, Secret Soldier. Or, lying just isn't my style. I'd rather get back to questions. I had a dog, Fifi, took her fishing late one autumn, but the boat rocked and she fell in, so I jumped after...
The carabiner stares at you with a frown. Doesn't look like he's buying it.
The boat capsized and sank. Fifi was already tired. She was almost 11. I took her on my back and started swimming.
Please stop.
It took us nearly 7 hours. Fifi died in my arms, but the water was only knee deep. She was a good dog.
Son, I don't know why you're feeding me this horse shit, but I'm not biting. Can we get back to our game now?
Fifi, no!
Son, you've really let yourself go. It's a disgrace. But Coach Physical Instrument is going to get you back in
He was
prime
impressed by my story.
even if it takes 1,000,000 push-ups.
Coach Physical Instrument, does that mean you'll call me a maggot and a Nancy boy to motivate me? Yes, sir. Forge me into an organic steel, coach. I'm really not interested.
Do you love Fifi?
Does that mean you'll call me a maggot and a Nancy boy to motivate me?
Does a master swordsman insult his own blade? No. I'm going to turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy.
Oh my god, I love you, narrator. No, I like the vibe of it. I like it. Like, it feels playful to me. You big pussy. You know, like with that way. I'm gonna turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy. Yes, sir. Forge me into organic steel, sir, coach.
It's going to take blood, sweat, piss, and tears. But when I'm done with you, boy, you will be a master athlete.
Wait, why piss?
When a man sets his mind and body on something and gives his 110%, he is sometimes going to piss himself. It just happens. No shame in that.
Let's do this, coach. I'm with you.
Behold, world. Here walks a sportsman, hands choked and hair kept back with a bandana. The Homo athleticus.
Wow. Coach physical instrument. Trying to see this image. Temporary research bonus -2 encyclopedia. Oh no. So you're minding your own business, trying to get some detective work done, when suddenly a voice emerged from within you and told you you're a wuss, a namby-pamby, a sissy, and a limp jellyfish. This voice has 0 gender sensitivity and even less empathy for underwhelming athletic performance. Try to purposefully piss it off. See if it teaches you something. Pretend you don't know the difference between a double and a single support phase in the discipline of hammer throw. It hates that. Wait, so... It sounds like this is us fucking with him. I have to. I have to. Internalize. Oh, I have 4? Wowza. 3? Wows. Where do I see my skill points? It's the Dota above level up. Oh, skill points. Beep boop boop. I see. I guess I should probably end it there. Oh, by the way, so tomorrow we'll be playing Amogus, assuming everyone that signed up can still come. From the crew, but we want to do like a one last Amogus for the year, a New Year's Mogus, if you will. And so that's our plans for tomorrow. Obviously, if somehow things fall through, I guess we could play this stupid game some more. The only thing that I'm worried about so far is that I feel like there might be some potential conflation of like pacifism and centricism in some ways, and that concerns me. I don't know if that will continue to be the vibe, but because I'm very much like in like real life, I'm like, I just want to be here and do something to make things better. And like, I feel like that's all you can generally do. You know, that's kind of where I tend to land on things. And so, I don't know, perhaps that makes me a pussy. So, I guess we'll see. What? I don't... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is like an actual political debate now, but I don't think being a pacifist is the same as being a centrist. Fine, go kill everybody or whatever, like this guy did. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you feel super cool about yourself. Bye. Hasta mañana. Fran rejects centricism. Everyone get the baps.